Hello and welcome, Lynx here, and that is correct. A sky full of stars does not end on the previous episode. We'll still have a lot to go through. Anyway, let's take Kotaro on a walk. On our kind of, not really mountain, but like, I guess, village roads. Oi, don't get too worked up, okay? You'll wake the neighborhood. Taking Kotaro for his evening walk was also part of my job. I should did it after closing, but sometimes I'd go earlier if Miss Miharu was there to take over. The future wife. Thanks, buddy. You saved me back there. No, he did not. Kotaro. How could you actually? I would totally go after her, if the game allowed it. Good. Teacher, let's go. He'd gotten me out of the conversation I did not want to get any deeper into. I wanted to fall. Check the previous episode, if you don't know what I'm talking about. Worth seeing. It seemed like there was a conspiracy brewing against me while I wasn't looking. A cold sweat rolled down my back. Dude, why? It honestly made me happy that the manager liked me that much, and I was grateful. But jumping all the way to son-in-law was a bit much. I mean, maybe, but at the same time, I would give it a try with her. I guess I only had my rather fizzy situation to blame. What should I do? Then there was the 6 Stars Club. All that stuff Takeichi talked about was stuck in the back of my mind too. All these different things got so tied up together that I couldn't make heads or tails of what I should do. I stopped walking and looked up at the sky, which supposedly we're not doing. There were few stars in the autumn sky and it seemed so empty. Someone clearly has not been to the city. That's where you would see the sky being empty. Among them, near the apex of the sky, I saw 4 bright stars making a quadrilateral. These last years it's gotten really bright around here. Even the autumn sky looks pale. It was also known as the Great Square of Pegasus. One of the great signs of autumn, these second magnitude stars, now appeared as faint as a 3rd or 4th magnitude. As the street lights grew brighter, the stars were washed from the night sky. They ended up looking darker. The night sky I had watched as a little boy was much brighter. The stars, huh? That was bright.
かつて星を見ていたのなら覚えているはずよ。冴え渡る夜空に星を追う楽しさを、空の断りを一つ一つ解き明かしていく喜びを。
When she looked right into my eyes like that, I couldn't speak. Because I felt like I knew. Those eyes, eager with the light of the heavens that had found its way into our young hearts, pure and clean as the winter sky. My chest grew tight and I couldn't breathe, so I lowered my gaze. I wanted to forget it all and move on, but I kept retracing those old steps. Set beneath the starry sky, I suddenly felt afraid and started walking again. Kotaro looked ahead and suddenly started barking. Nice white skin. A young woman was coming from the other direction. She stared at her smartphone and mumbled something.
どういうことだこれ。
The girl raised her head when Kotaro barked. I could see a strained expression on her face in the light of the screen. She had well-defined, lovely features. She looked about my age, but I didn't know her. What could she be doing here at this time of the night? Hey, quiet down! Sorry about that. Kotaro wagged his tail and started to jump, so I pulled him back and tried to get him to settle down. If this had been a stranger, he would have been afraid and wouldn't have moved.
Kotaro?
Hey? Is it her? The one that disappeared? Just then, we could hear the creak and rattle of the rails, signaling a train coming from far off in the distance.
やっぱ、あれ逃したら1時間待ちだよ!
And having said that, she took off running. Like some kind of sports car, she hit top speed immediately and blew past me like the wind. As she did so, our eyes met for an instant. It's her. Yup.
Huh?
Huh? But she was off, her ponytails trailing behind her as she raced off to catch the arriving train. I watched her fading shape, dumbstruck, then looked at Kotaro. She a friend of yours?
Oh!
Well, if she used the station often, it was only natural for her to know Kotaro. Looking in the direction she had run, I muttered to myself. She was like a comet. The way she flew through the night, her ponytails trailing behind her like ionized gas and dust, remind me of a twin-tail comet. Really? No? No connection, man? No? I'm back!
お疲れさん。気をつけて帰るんだよ。
Breaking into the school? As soon as I got back to my room, I switched on my electric heater. The weather forecast said tonight would be as cold as the end of December. I set up my cartridge stove, next to that my portable camp stove, and turned on the fire. I put a pot of oil on the cartridge stove and on the camp stove a can of roast chicken. It's really delicious if you open the can and scorch the top a little. I also had 3 rice balls we're going to throw out at the shop. I was lucky today they had some salmon-filled ones left. And that was my dinner. So hungry! As the chicken juices started to scorch and put out a delicious smell, my stomach started rumbling, but I still had some time before the oden warmed up. Better watch out. Watching the steam start to rise, I remembered the telescope I left set up in the corner of my room. Moisture was the great enemy of lenses. Guess I'd better put it away. Even though I'd gone to all the trouble of cleaning it up, it was going back in its case without being used. It'd be nice if next year we got a member who'd actually use it, huh? The reason I was in the astronomy club wasn't because I wanted to look at the stars. I was in it because I could stay in the room. The astronomy club had plenty of outdoor goods, and for purposes of astronomical observation, it was easy to get permission to stay overnight. Of course, if I'd said that was my reason for joining, I never would have gotten permission. I was invited by the president. He told me that if the club didn't get any new members, it was in danger of being closed. When asked if it was okay to sleep in the club room, he said of course, and as someone with astronomy experience, I was a welcome addition. And so they started calling me the astronomer who never looks at the stars. I turned off the camp stove with the canned chicken and dug a book out of the pile of my stuff in the corner. Wow, look! A beginner's guide to astronomy! It was an astronomy book for kids, yellowed with age and torn in several places. I opened the book and a letter fell from between its pages. It was held close with a cute little bunny sticker. I'd gotten it 4 years earlier. I never opened it.
お前さ、光のことをそろそろ吹っ切れよ。
No. I don't need to read it just because of what Taka said. Actually, but read it still. Feeling an unpleasant sweat broke out of my forehead. I gathered up my resolve and just then... Oh, it's from Komako. What's this? I know.
元気なかったみたいだからサービスだよ。
You lucky bastard. Wow! Is that Cleavage? And there was so much. Komako's boobs are huge. It was a picture of woman's cleavage, and though I felt a little guilty, I also thought of how Orihime's were probably the same size. Maybe. So this was a grown woman. This guy. Such a simple gift. Such a bold gift. Or was this just what people do in the big city? Still clutching my phone, my hands started to tremble. Just as they had when I was clutching that 4-year-old unopened letter, perhaps even more.
どうした？なんか反応くれないと恥ずかしいんだけど。あ、もしかしてアキトくん貧乳派？
No!
それならそうと早く
No,
言って
no,
く
no,
れ
no,
よ。
no, 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 definitely not. Don't even approach with what you just asked. No. Thank you so much! You really cheered me up!
素直でよろしい。
I had a feeling I'd been trying to decide something very important, but that was all gone. I was in such a good mood, and to top it off, the pot of oden started to bubble. I put the letter back between the pages of Wow, look, a beginner's guide to astronomy, and returned the book to its place. Seriously? Then sat on my bed as if nothing had happened. That picture? Yeah. Oden probably too. I opened the lid and steam billowed out. The room filled with a cloud of steam. Radish, potatoes, fish cakes, cabbage rolls, octopus, and so much more. The ingredients glinted golden and wet with soup through the steam. The pot was like an overflowing treasure chest. Yeah, that chest was treasure. Time to eat. Dude. Usually it's really something that's not happening, but god damn it, I need the teacher route and I need the lady we talk through messages route. Yes. That's all I'm here for right now. I offer up my thanks to Saya for bringing it to me and her family for making it, and grab my chopsticks. God, this radish is so good and the potatoes are so tender. It was a cold evening. The first touch of winter was in the air. The hot pot of oden, the flavor seeping deep into every bite, warmed my body and soul. That was a nice transition. Huh? You've been lying to us this whole time anyway! Our planetary observation journal was in terrible shape. Just like us. From that day on, I could no longer look at the stars. Huh? Give me the full insight.
We は高価な望遠鏡より一人一つの双眼鏡をモットーに活動しております。
He looks lame.
ですので、これはちょっと。
The president of the Moromisawa Technical Institute's astronomy club was dressed in a black uniform coat with a high collar. He spoke with a gentle, apologetic tone that didn't match his expression. It doesn't? I think it does, actually. As if to put an end to his reluctance, another voice interrupted.
つーか、論外っしょ。ありえない。
She cute. The girl with the harsh voice and shaking ponytails was Nishi High's club president. Listening to their objections, the pair from Meiko Academy, the club president from Amahai, and I all stared at the papers in our hands. There was the scent of danger in the air. How did we then end up here again? 30 minutes earlier.
ようこそおいでくださいました、皆様。こうして天文を愛する仲間たちと一堂に会することができたことを心より嬉しく思います。
Orihime looked hopefully at each of us. She was celebrating the auspicious first meeting of the newly revived Six Stars Club. Wait, revived? What? First time I'm hearing about it actually being revived.
まずは各校代表者に自己紹介をしていただきましょうか。では私から明光学院天文部前部長タイエタの白鳥織姫3年です。
A quiet round of applause rose.
同じく1年で現部長の吉岡です。
It's so weird that she says Yoshioka and not Honoka to me. Is that how you pronounce it in Japanese actually? Whatever. Everyone likely already knew them both, and the response felt rehearsed. Which, as we know, they might have done. At Orihime's urging, the girl next to her stood up.
天の中天文部部長エレクトラの加納のり子です。2年生です。よろしくお願いします。
Amononanakan. I still can't do that. She was obviously quite nervous. Amano Naka, known as the Amahai. Oh, that's so much easier. It's a public school on the very southern edge of Hoshinonaka City, in what used to be Amanonaka City. It was on the newly developed seaward side of town, and although it was a public school, it had a metropolitan atmosphere that all the young people in town found really attractive. Even the uniform had a sophisticated, stylish look. I would like to see the whole, but yeah, it looks from the top that it is, like that. Speaking of, according to what Honoka had said a few days earlier, Amahai's Astronomy Club only had one member, just like ours. Which would, of course, make her the sole member. The president from Amahai sat down with a relieved expression and the next person stood.
天の中西地学部部長の
I like her.
なんだっけ
Meh.
アルキオネです。
I don't know what you said.
ああそうそうアルキオネのジンのナルエ2年だよろしくな
I don't know what that Alcione and whatever else the other one said, to be honest. I don't know what that is. The club president from Amanonaka Nishikai School, usually known as Nishikai, gave a casual greeting. I like her. The way she looked around at everyone, whipping her ponytail without trace of timidity, gave everyone the feeling she was not one to compromise. I might have something about, yeah, for the ponytails, I guess. Not that I think about it. I like characters with ponytails. I don't like twin tails though. Anyway, she had used the name Earth Sciences Club, but in lots of schools, astronomy and earth sciences are combined. Actually, in some so-called earth sciences clubs, they only did astronomy. Although I didn't know if that was the case at Nishihai. It's such a nice name, easy, Nishihai. Just like Daiichi. It was a perfectly normal public school, but from what Honoka had said, it once had the most active group of all. Nice. Hadn't she said it once had as many as 36 members? Yeah, she did. I rambled about how it would probably be normal for like a sports team to have that many, but did not expect like astronomy club, but hey, maybe it's possible. Narue's intense confidence might have something to do with that history. After her, a large muscular boy in a long black school coat stood up.
諸見沢工業天文部部長平野の田尻であります。2年です。どうぞよろしくお願いします。
Okay, honestly, from the look right now, I would not say at all that he's muscular. He might be tall, but not muscular. But I guess, well, I was mistaken. And now he sounds kinda confident, previously kinda lame. Anyway, the club president from the vocational boys' school, Moromisawa Technical, usually called Moromi, gave an enthusiastic spirit club style introduction. Moromi was on the north edge of what is now Hoshinonaka City, in what used to be Hoshino City. We know! It was so far away that I didn't know much about it. Just judging by his first impressions, he didn't really seem the astronomy type. In fact, his build seemed more suited for playing center on the basketball team. Doesn't necessarily mean he needs to be like bulked up then, right?
好きな星座はオリオン座です。あのたくましさに憧れます。
Oh, wait, was all they were talking about constellations then? Interesting. For some reason he blushed as he spoke.
わかります。星座の形も整ってて美しいですし。
いろいろと見応えあっていいよね。初心者向けって感じだけど。
And just as it seemed conversation was starting off, all eyes turned to me, the only one left. Hey. As I stood up and started to introduce myself, I suddenly wanted to make it as short as possible. It's not like I was nervous or anything, it's just that something had started to bother me. Taigeta, Electra, Alcyone. What the hell were they talking about? I'm only first year, but I'm the president of Hoshino Daiichi's Astronomy Club, Akito-sarami.
あなたにも教えたはずよ。星野第一に冠された特別な名を。
I don't remember. Mamma Mia or something?
マイヤです。
Ah, yeah.
彼こそがプレアデス七姉妹の長女の名を持つマイヤの空見明人よ。
Mamma Mia. Everyone made an oh sound and there was scattered clapping. What was with this weird atmosphere? So, what exactly does it mean anyway?
プレアデス星団をご存知ないのですか?
Yeah, that much I know. The Pleiades cluster was a beautiful star cluster that ruled the winter sky, beloved by astronomy fans everywhere. The Japanese name was Subaru. Since it was used by the car manufacturer, lots of people knew that name. I feel like it might have been just Japan. I wouldn't know. I've heard of, you know, the universal name, but not the Subaru name. Whatever. The Pleiades cluster had a lot of other names, one of which was the Six Stars. Is it the North Star as well? I guess it got named because when you look with the naked eye, it seems to be made up of 6 bright stars, but I don't know for sure. They say people with really good eyes can discover a 7th, 8th, or even more stars within it. Dude, if I'm correct about Pleiades being the North Star. Pleiades constellation. Also known as the Seven Sisters. Let's see for other names. Okay. Okay, is the North Star constellation as well, I think? What oh yeah. Oh, it's the Big Dipper. Okay, I'm stupid. Never mind. Clearly not a person of astronomy. Clearly. Anyway. Long ago, when the stars at night were brighter, there was apparently someone who was able to make out more than 20 distinct stars. Wow!
プレアデス星団のうち明るい7つの星にはそれぞれ美しい姉妹の名が付けられているのよ。長女マイヤ、エレクトラ、タイエタ、アルキオーネ、ケラエノ、アステローペ、そして末の妹。
Am I supposed to remember that? That's the important question right now.
星になる前の彼女たちは月の女神アルテミスに仕える侍女だったの。
I know her. I'd known that the stars in the Pleiades cluster all had names, but I didn't know each name, nor where they had come from. And anyway, the term star cluster refers to a massive group of stars, all in one place. In the Pleiades, the naked eye can make out 6 or maybe 7 stars. However, with a telescope you can see tons of stars all crowded together. In reality, it's a cloud of young stars gathered around a point in space about 443 light years away. That cloud is considered to be one celestial object and has been given the designation M45, more commonly called the Pleiades cluster. Huh. No, that's not what I meant. I meant, what do those 7 sisters have to do with our schools? Orima had this, oh no, not again, look on her face.
私たちはムツラ星の会よ。
So?
ムツラ星とはプレアデス星団の別名。
No, no, no,
我
bullshit.
々がそれぞれの姉妹の名を持つのは
I just googled
当
it.
然の成り行きではないかしら。
That's not true. I just googled it. Play out this fuck. Play out this constellation. No, 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 no. It's the Seven Sisters. What are you talking about? You are so wrong. I didn't really think it was all that natural. Also known as the Seven Sisters. Anyway. I mean, the numbers don't add up, for one thing. Where was Little Merope?
あんたの気持ちはわかる、星野大一さん。けど、それが昔からの習わしなんだってさ。
Also, I recognize your voice from somewhere. Don't I? Can we go back?
あんたの気持ちはわかる、星野大一さん。けど、それが昔からの習わしなんだってさ。
Alright, here is a guess right now. I think you were Kirchheisen in Desiree for... This is like super jumping to do that to the idea. I'm not sure at all. I'm gonna check it for right here, right now. Because I'm weird. And I want to know. Narue. Gino Narue. Kawashima Rino. Let's see. Yeah, I was definitely off the mark, I think. DSC. I mean, Beatrice Waltrud von Kirchheisen. Let's go. I'm so good. I can't believe I remembered correctly. Also, on the other hand, we played this, like, continued this year, so... Also, Sakura Kei. I did... Wait, they had the same voice actress. That's crazy. Are we sure about that? Interesting. Wait, so... Did Kirchheisen had a different voice actress in this one? Kirchheisen. Maybe. Still though, the fact that I realized... Ooh, I'm kind of proud of myself right now. Let's listen to that voice again.
あんたの気持ちはわかる、星野大一さん。けど、それが昔からの習わしなんだってさ。
There is that moment where it made me recognize, like...
あんたの気持ちはわかる、星野大一さん。
Right here, I think.
けど、それが昔からの習わしなんだってさ。
Anyway. The president from Nishikai said, her voice full of resignation. So this was something the alumni decided, huh? They must have really enjoyed the whole thing. There's no way I'm going to remember all of that, okay? It's way too complicated. Why don't we just stop it?
心配はご無用です。この名はいわば秘密の名ですので、普段口にすることはありません。
Why would there be a secret? What are we hiding? All the other members besides Orihime seemed to relax at Honaka's words. Orihime looked like she actually wanted to use those names all the time.
今回、誠に残念ながら、アステローペ、すなわち聖戦女子の方々にはご参加いただけませんでした。
Or they didn't want to.
てか、あそこってまだ活動してんの？
一応天文部は存在しているようです。実態は不明ですが。
Seisen Girls' School was public all-girls high school, and their academic level was the highest in the area. It was an old school predating the Second World War, and was known for its really rigid school traditions. It's unlikely that students would be comfortable mingling unofficially with people from other schools. Also, all-girls school, yeah, I mean, I guess? Orihime's announcement seemed to take the cheer out of everyone. This may be a little difficult to get out of. If I stood up and said I was going to participate now, I wondered what kind of look they would give me. I decided to wait until the meeting finished and quietly let Orihime know.
はい、質問よろしいでしょうか。
The president from Murumisawa raised his hand up.
どうぞ。
六つ星の会を復活させる目的は各校天文部の活性化にあると聞きました。
Orihime nodded gracefully.
そのための具体的な方策はあるのでしょうか。
確かに。ただ集まって星を見るだけじゃ普通の合同観測会と変わらないわよね。
Yup. Orihime had a small smile to match her confident expression.
吉岡。
Onoka... Should I be saying Hoshioka? Onoka handed everyone a sheet of paper. It was a list of the club members at every school and a summary of their equipment.
ご覧の通り、我々が所有する機材はお世辞にも充実しているとは言えません。
On close study, it looked like the most expensive piece was Mako Academy's reflecting telescope. The aperture wasn't so great, but apparently it had an equatorial mount. Apparently, Nishihai had a digital single lens reflex camera with a wide-angle lens for night sky photography that looked pretty expensive. Murumisawa was like our school. They only had beginner stuff, and then we came to Amahai who didn't even have a telescope.
我が明光学院天文部もかつて部員数がゼロになり休部となった時期がありました。その期間に多くの機材や備品が紛失し、今も出てきていません。
What do you mean by that?
嘆かわしい。
I wondered if it'd been thrown away or put in some storage building, or if maybe someone had just taken it. Our club probably had a similar problem.
このままではたとえ6校集まったとしてもより高度な活動は行えないわ。
Or so you say.
そこで私は提案します。
You know what would bother me? The fact that they wanted to make it like a group activity. I know that our character does not look in the sky and so on, right? But yeah, still. Leave me alone.
皆で資金を出し合って天体望遠鏡を購入しようじゃありませんか。
Right, like they will agree to that. Come on, be realistic. Olimet's proposal caused a bit of commotion.
その望遠鏡は新生六つ星の希望となり結束の象徴となるでしょう。
Right, and which school will it belong to and so on. Come on, no, that's a stupid idea.
いいかもしれないね。っていうか、そのくらいのメリットがないと一緒にやる意味がないよ。
I don't know, I'm not buying that.
そうかもしれませんね。
うち望遠鏡を持ってないんでそうしていただけるととてもありがたいです。
Are you actually buying this? Really? While all the other school reps were busy reacting, I asked a question. About how much money are we talking? Despite having no intention of joining, I went and asked a silly question, which was a very proper question as well.
費用の内訳と各校の負担は2枚目の用紙にまとめてあります。
Everyone turned the page, and then recoiled in horror, as expected.
なんじゃこりゃ。
どうかなさいまして。
The night! I understood why everyone was so shocked. The prices written there went quite beyond everyone just chipping in a bit.
ご安心ください。不参加の聖戦女子の分は我が校が負担します。
Still, the night.
そういう問題じゃないでしょこれ。
そうですね。
Yeah, seems like those two, seems like they are off. I mean, I don't know what the price is, okay? But I imagine it would be crazy. And the fact that those two are like unfazed, they must be rich. Anyway, it looked like Orihime genuinely didn't see what the problem was. The price they'd written was almost equal to a full month's part-time wages. I don't know what's a full month part-time wage, but guess it's... I totally expected that to be more. I know, what might be the part-time... Japan, what's your part-time wage? Japan, month, part-time wage. Let's see if it will show anything. Hourly wage for part-time work. Okay, you'll be able to earn 200,000 to 300,000 yen a month working at a part-time job while studying in Japan. Huh. Okay, 300,000 yen. Of course, yen to this one. Let's see, 200,000. Holy shit. That's a lot. Holy sh... You guys actually earned good there. I just realized how shitty we are being paid in Poland again. I knew, obviously, compared to like US and European countries to the West, but we really are getting shit payment in Poland. Well, it's a shit country as well, so... yeah. For clubs like ours that were having issues with membership numbers, our budgets would never come close to covering an expense like that. Of course, to buy a really good telescope, it really would cost about that much. Really?
より高度な活動を行っていくためですのよ。そのための出費ならば仕方がありませんわ。
Wait, can I have a look at what you said? Really good telescope would cost about that much. Now I imagine Poland again, and I imagine... Okay, we are getting shittier payment, and everything else is more expensive. I can't even imagine how much of a problem it would be to buy like a good telescope. Let's see. I'm totally googling on a spot, by the way. I'm gonna look like literally just a good telescope. No, I did not. A good telescope, please. Okay, let's go. Even for amateurs, why not? Okay. I mean, that one was probably not really good because it's under 100 euro, so. And that one is definitely not good because it's a freaking telescope for a phone. But let's see the most expensive one. 26 pages, okay. Sword maximum price. Holy fucking shit. Okay, this is something that is like not even for them, I'm sure. Dude, over 100k. God damn it. The telescopes are crazy expensive when you go like fully out with that. To be fair, I kind of expected them to be like I don't know, maybe 10k? Something like that. Damn. That is an expensive hobby. Anyway, let's see. The price we have to pay. Okay.
後々後輩たちに受け継がれることを考えても、中途半端なもので済ませるわけには参りません。
うちは高価な望遠鏡より一人一つの双眼鏡をモットーに活動しております。
Nice. Okay, we get to this point now.
ですので、これはちょっと。
つうか、論外っしょ。ありえない。
Yeah, I mean, I understand. Yeah, those two.
こんなお金あったらカメラのレンズ買うっつうの。バカらしい。
The president from Nishihai stood up, waving the paper in disgust as she spoke.
悪いけど、 うちら抜けさせてもらうわ。
Understandable.
金額にご不満なら話し合いで。
Just? It looked like Narue was in no mood to listen anymore.
しょっぱなからこれ出してくる人が仕切ってるところでまともに活動できるとは思えないわ。合同観測会とかあるなら喜んで参加するからさ。ま、今まで通り仲良くしてちょうだい。じゃあね。
I'm with her on that.
自分も
I mean, you probably don't need like super expensive stuff, right? Anyway, Moremi's president stood up sadly.
待ってちょうだい。これは天文の発展とこれから天文の道を志す後輩たちのために必要なことなのよ。もし不満が終わりならせめて話し合って。
うちは今の活動で満足していますので。
Keisuke made his polite goodbyes and left.
そんな。
Are you really surprised about that? I'm not, to be honest. I mean, I feel bad that you don't get the revival that you wanted, but I totally get them. I totally get them. Two schools had already left, and we were only 30 minutes into the first meeting. First meeting. Everyone was staring in silent shock, as if they couldn't understand what had happened. Left behind, I thought to myself, I waited way too long. I'd missed my chance to say I wasn't going to join. Hey? What? You mean you are not going to say it? Who's breathing so loudly? The sun and the moon traveled around the earth.
エントロピーの増大ですわ。宇宙の終焉ですわ。
Muttering under her breath, Orihime sat in the corner of a club room, hugging her knees and spinning a spherical astrolabe. She had been so enthusiastic and now she was an empty shell.
会長、元気を出してください。
そうです。まだ3つの学校が残っているわけですし。
Actually. No. I was certain that she was still counting my school, Hoshino Daiichi. As I thought about this, I drank the aromatic tea and ate the candied fruit Honoka had given me. I really enjoyed the sugary treats. Apparently, they had bought these from a really famous and expensive shop just for today's meeting. Right. It was another sign of just how into all of this they were.
すべて私のせいだわ。私が世間知らずなばかりにこんな結果に。
He should be like, I'm actually here just for the treats. Anyway. She'd put it kind of harshly, but I felt like Nerue had a point. Which should have made it kind of weird that I hadn't left when she did, except that I felt this weird kind of power coming from Orihime. What power? I guess you could say she made me feel hopeful. What? We'd only met twice, so I couldn't really say I knew her well enough, but I couldn't deny her when she said she didn't know about the real world. Yeah.
今夜の観望会はどうしましょうか。観望会?
Orihime repeated the phrase as if she had just remembered something. They had planned an observation meet, a chance to look at the skies, and to just hang out for this evening.
とてもそんな気分にはなれないわ。
Honoka nodded like she'd known before she asked. Noriko from Amahai looked disappointed when she saw that. She opened her mouth as if to say something, but nothing came out. Amahai's astronomy club had only one member, just like Daiichi's. I bet she'd really been looking forward to tonight's meetup.
今後のことはまた仕切り直すことにして、今日のところは。
No, we should still do it, okay? I said, interrupting Honoka. Everyone looked at me surprised.
ですが。
I mean, we're already gathered together like this, and well, the stars are only visible tonight, right?
空見くん。私、やりたいです、観望会。加納さん。
Orihime wiped the tears from the corners of her eyes.
そうですわね。私たちが集まって星を見ないだなんてありえませんわ。
Maybe the other two didn't walk away yet?
吉岡、準備を。はい、会長。
Orihime had regained her enthusiasm and the group began their stargazing preparations. For a smile on my face, I thought to myself, "Ah, god damn it, oh boy, now you've done it. Now it would be even harder to quit." This guy.
私実は初めてなんです、観望会って。だから今日楽しみにしてきました。今まで部活でやらなかったんですか？うち望遠鏡ありませんし、それに先輩たちも星にあまり詳しくなくて、その先輩たちも引退してしまった後はずっと一人で活動してました。
She said this haltingly, likely thinking back on all those lonely days of solitary club activities, but a smile rose on her lips.
だからムツラ星の会のお話を聞いたとき、とても嬉しかったし、すぐに参加しますって返事をしたんですよ。そうだったんですか。そのお気持ちわかります。うちも会長がいなくなってしまったら私一人になってしまいますから。他にも部員さんいらっしゃるんですよね。月食など天体ショーがある時にだけ顔を出す人たちなので。
I mean, that's still something.
そうなんですか。
Orihime listened to their conversation with a complicated expression on her face. She then turned to me and nodded.
さっきはありがとう。
Huh?
あなたがああして声を上げてくださらなかったら、あのまま解散してしまうところだったわ。
Yeah, right. What have I done? No, I didn't do anything. I felt a bitter smile rise. I'd only come to tell them I was joining, but then, just when I should have said so, I ended up encouraging the meetup. I was shocked at my own contradictory behavior.
加納さんのような境遇の方にも天文を楽しんでいただくためのムツラ星の会なのに、自分の不甲斐なさに落ち込んでそれを見失うだなんて本当にダメだわ。私神野さんのおっしゃる通り。
Come on now, that's not true. You don't need to take all of this on yourself, Orihime. If she hadn't called out to us, this meeting never would have happened. I had to admire that kind of enthusiasm that could persuade people from all these different schools to come and meet after years of silence. And now, here I am, apparently getting ready to join them in stargazing. Me, the astronomer who never looks at the stars. Anyway, I've already taken the night off work. I had no idea where they were planning to go stargazing, but as the only guy, I took on responsibilities like carrying heavy things and watching over the girls.
次じゃありませんか？はい、そうです。
Noriko checked on her smartphone, then pushed the bus stop signal. The next stop. Oh boy. The bus stop in front of Mikazuki Station. Meaning, of course, right in front of the stop and buy. Kotaro noticed me immediately as I got off the bus and raised his head, ears twitching. But more and more strangers got off the bus. He squirmed into his doghouse and hid. Are we taking the train from here?
いいえ、こっちです。
Uh-oh. With her phone in one hand, Noriko took the lead. I wondered why she was guiding. I didn't really understand, but since Orihime seemed happy to follow her lead, I went along after her. Are you sure this is the right way?
ええ。この先に星を見るのにちょうどいい場所があるんです。
Are we gonna end up in the abandoned train station? No? This way. With Noriko out in front, we walked down a country road past a few scattered houses, and soon a large bridge-like structure appeared. It was an enormous concrete wall holding back the river dam.
これを渡るみたいですね。
She said, checking her smartphone map. We crossed over the walkway on top of the dam.
これが星のダムですか。大きいですわね。
Orihime said in an astonished tone. For a dam, it probably wasn't that big, but when seen from up close like this, it really felt like something.
どうかなさったの？
Ah, no, not really. Just brings, bugs, old memories. There used to be a bridge over there. I said while pointing to a spot downriver.
橋？
Yeah. She seemed to be waiting for more about the bridge. I didn't want to explain it further, and she just looked at me, puzzled. Pretending not to notice her gaze, I looked out over the lake formed by the dam. Orange stars were reflected off the deep blue surface of the water. I didn't want to admit it, but it was a beautiful sight. Part of our village was under that lake. Mikazuki village, the village where we had spent our childhood. I guess it's only a home for fish now. Oh. Okay, that does not sound good. On the other side of the dam, the road started to climb the mountainside. We continued a while down the rough-broken asphalt before Noriko spoke again.
こっちです。
Tabum. I knew it. We turned away from the old road and started down the trackless path. Dude, you probably know, right? For Vade being happily following this far, Honoka and Orihime's faces start to look uneasy when...
咲きました。
Oh, is it where he spent the night? Okay, Noriko had led us to a wide open space on the side of the small mountain. There were no large trees here, and the world spread out before us. Orihime looked around, her eyes sparkling with excitement, even though she should have been exhausted from the walk up.
いい場所だわ。空が広くて邪魔な光もありませんし、あちら側は遠くの山まで見渡せますね。そうなんですか。ああ、よかった。
Her big job completed successfully, Noriko breathed a sigh of relief. Unbelievable, this is the place. I muttered, only a wry smile on my face. I've been here before. It was scattered just outside Mikazuki village. We used to come here all the time to see the stars. It was hard to get to, but I was certain there was no better place in all of Hoshinonaka City to observe the night sky. It hardly has changed at all in 4 years. Okay, so it's none of the places I was talking about. It was full of memories, but for me, who had given up stargazing, it was also painful.
さあ皆さん、暗くなる前に準備に取り掛かりましょう。
At Orihime's urging, everyone set down their luggage and got ready for the stargazing meetup.
コタちゃん、お手。おかわり。
Okay, you know what? Because we seem to be going to Saya this time, right?
お手。
We are going to cut it right here and we'll continue tomorrow! We'll see what Saya is up to then, and we'll probably go stargazing as well. Like, properly stargazing. Or, the 3 girls we are with will be stargazing while we are just there. We'll see how it goes. Anywho, the 3rd episode of Skull Full of Stars comes to an end. Hope you enjoyed. Consider liking the video. Subscribe if you're fresh to the channel, that's always super appreciated. Yeah. Twitch, Twitter, Instagram in the description too if you're into that stuff for some reason. And with that being said, hope you all have a great week. And hopefully you'll join tomorrow too. Bye bye.